All right, so you've got your list. You can search it, it's live, it feels good, but now it's time to take the next step. When you click on a user in that list, what do you expect? You want to see their data, don't you? Their name, their email, maybe when they joined. That's what we are going to build in this video. We'll light up the detail page and show real user data in the moment you make a selection. And we will make this without reloads, no extra fetch calls, just smart context binding straight from the list into the detail view. Let's have a look. So let's head back into the XML view, right where we defined our user list. Here. What we want to do is pretty straightforward. When the user clicks in the row on a list item, we want to trigger a method in our controller. So we'll add one attribute to the list. And the name of that attribute is selection change. And it takes an event handler, the name of the event handler, and we call this one on user select. And that's it. Now, every time the selection changes, which in our case means a row is tapped or clicked, this event will be emitted. And remember, we already have mode single select master on the list, so only one item can be selected at a time, which makes it easy to know exactly who was selected. All right, so now that our view knows what method to call, let's hop over to the controller and actually define that method. And I just copy the name of it. Come on, and create a new function call here. And take the event for that. And here we go. And you see already my IDE is complaining because I forgot to do the Beistrich. I don't know how to say in English right now. So with that, we have like the function body in place, and this will be triggered every time a user is selected from the list. And our job, what do we need to do? Let's do it like Jeffrey Way is doing it. We need to grab the user. What else do we need to do? And we need to pass their data to the detail page. Okay, that's it. That's what we need to do. So the first thing we need to know is, what did the user click on? And this is something you get from the event, as you might already have guessed. So the item, we want to get the item, and parameter, and it's the list item. And that's it. That's the item that the user clicked on in the browser. Okay. Now the item knows which record it's bound to, and we can grab the binding context from the item. So we go on like before. We say item get binding context, and that's pretty much it. And that context holds the exact model path and the metadata for that selected user. But get what? We can take that context and assign it directly to the detail page. Yeah, UI5 really makes this part nice. So we grab the user, at least the user context, and now we need to head over that context to the detail page. All right. That's the user. The list is pointing to, first we need to get a reference to the page, right? So const detail page is, and we already have seen this before, this by ID, and I assume we will name it detail page, and that's it. Easy, isn't it? And here comes the magic. We could then just call detail page set binding context, and we hand it over the context from the user, and that's it. No loops, no fetch calls, no routing, just one method call, and now every control inside the detail page has access to the selected user's data. Okay, so we've got the logic wired up. We are grabbing the context from the selected user. We are setting it on the detail page. But wait, we are trying to show a page that we haven't actually built yet. So let's fix that. We head over to our XML file and we scroll down a little bit. We see here our page with the illustrated message. We add a second page. We add a second page, and when you are working with more than one page in a pages aggregation, you need to give distinct IDs to those pages so you can identify them. Detail page, come on, and we give it a title also. We call it user details, and that's pretty much it. We don't need the content aggregation really here, but for beginners I will list it out. And next we want to add some layout control to it. So common pattern is to use a vertical box here, make it surrounded with some margin, sub UI, give it a small margin, and that's it. That VBox stacks the elements inside vertically and gives us the small margin. But you could also use a simple form or object page layout. For now, this is more than enough. And finally, we will add controls to actually display the user properties. You have already seen how to do this in the list item. The name of the user, and we also will show the email address of the user, and maybe when we are on it, why not just show the date it was created at, and that's it. We use text controls here, and the reason why this will work is because we set the binding context to the user we got from the selection handler. Don't forget to also add an ID for the illustrated message page. We will do this. We will call it ID is welcome. So back in the controller, at the end of the user select, we tell split up to navigate to the page. This is the final thing that we are missing right now, because of course, as there are more than one detail page, we need to say which one to show. So this by ID, and it's app, the split container, you remember, we give it the ID app. We get the split container and we say navigate to, and here we can even hand it over the detail page, and that's it. So, just like that, when we are ready to show the detail page, whenever user is selected in the list. It's really that easy. All right, try it out. I would say shift reload, and we click on the user, nothing is happening. Why? But we see also here a stack trace. It's complaining. Can I read properties of undefined reading set binding context? App controller. So something has to be wrong here. So let's check the controller again. I list item. Ah, I got it. Yeah, here. It's called detail page with uppercase P, and here we go. So always remember, in OpenUI5, IDs are case sensitive. So always double check casing if something doesn't seem to work. Unfortunately, the error message is not that helpful that you might wish for. Okay, so now click another user, gets refreshed, you can see another user, and did you see, we just wrote like those 5 lines of code and everything works. And we had like those lines of codes, like 14, 13 lines of codes to just have the search. Of course, this works also if we drill down here. Yeah, this is really, really nice. I like it a lot. Okay, that's a wrap on this one. Let's take a second to appreciate what just happened. In this video, you wired up selection logic from a list, grabbed the bound data from that selection, and used it to update a detail view dynamically, without reloading, without boilerplate. You connected controller logic to a view bound to a live model, all inside a structured enterprise-ready framework. And at no point did you need to reach for Axios or worry about state or manually update the DOM. This is model view controller in action. The view handles the layout, the controller responds to interactions, and the model keeps data in sync. All 3 pieces working in harmony. Do you get why I love OpenUI5? It's structured. It's so expressive, and once it clicks, it really kicks. In the next video, we'll take things even further and show you how to connect your UI to custom backend logic. We'll build a log function right on the user model, expose it via an action, and call it from a button in the UI. See you there.